Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. Good Tuesday evening to you all. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Had yourselves a fantastic day and certainly having yourselves a great week out there so far. I know that I haven't been pumping out near as much evening content compared to what I've done in the past. But as you know, guys, I've been just taking a little bit of break, enjoying the summer, and just doing 2 to 3 evening videos a week instead. But I think that tonight definitely warrants a video, and we're really going to be speaking about our folks here in Missouri, areas of Illinois, surrounding regions, and then at the very end of the video, we'll mention the Northeast and how chilly it could be as you wake up for your Wednesday morning. Could be quite chilly for certain areas for this time of the year. We'll talk about that towards the end of the video, but 98% of the video is going to be talking about what could happen in Missouri and areas of Illinois later tonight, really cranking up as early as maybe late evening tonight into tomorrow morning, into tomorrow night. Severe thunderstorm risk, but the big risk will be for flash flooding. So we're going to try to hone in on this area, mention some smaller towns that probably get jumped over a lot in these weather videos. Just remember, everything that I mention in these videos isn't the exact thing that's going to happen. This is just model guidance, but I think it's important for you folks that maybe just thought that this morning was the only flash flooding risk. I think it's important to reiterate that we have another flash flooding risk that's going to materialize here in the coming hours into the overnight and wee hours of the morning. So with that being said, if you folks have not subscribed, certainly consider doing that. Like the video if you like it. You guys got anything that I can pray about or pray over? As always, please put it in the comments below. First thing we'll look at is the excessive rainfall outlook. Now, this is the outlook for day one, which is right now, basically between right now and tomorrow morning. So this is really for overnight tonight, right? So the red area that you see, and if you don't know where we are, this is Missouri, Illinois, Kansas, down here's Oklahoma. You guys are very hot at this hour. And basically everybody down here to the west and southwest, you're under the influence of high pressure. So if you notice, this little area kind of wraps in and then moves back southeast from the northwest. So this is the outer portion of this ridge of high pressure. This is basically where the moist flow sets up, and it's really enhanced into this area of Missouri, and will continue to be the case over the next 24 to 36 hours, eventually oozing all the way into Tennessee, where you guys could have a flash flooding risk into your Thursday, which we'll talk about in some coming videos. But as you can tell, the red area, that is at least a 40% risk of flash flood guidance being met tonight here in Missouri. This includes Jefferson City, basically down Interstate 70, basically between Jefferson City and St. Louis, all the way up to like, like Brookfield, Macon, Moberly, Marshall. If I butcher any names, just tell me, guys. And then all the way down to Rolla, down to Highway 44, this entire region. And then you got the slight risk, which is at least a 15% risk of flash flood guidance being met within 25 miles in any given location. We can try to zoom in at some of these areas, but it really doesn't mention a whole lot of these small towns on this. We can get even closer. It really just mentions Columbia, which is under the risk. Jefferson City up here. I think Quincy can get a lot of rain too, just south of Kirksville. This could broaden, expand, shrink, whatever. We'll see what happens. But this is the threat for tonight. Now, get really close there. We look for tomorrow. Now, this is starting for tomorrow morning. This is what we call day 2. Tomorrow morning all the way through Thursday morning. So St. Louis, you're right in the middle of this moderate risk. A flash flooding, that's at least a 40% risk. Remember, a flash flood guidance being exceeded. This is a big deal, guys. It's right over St. Louis, okay? St. Louis down to Carbondale, Mount Vernon, Park Hills down here, almost down to Farmington. Still almost includes Columbia. And this is a good chunk of western and southwestern Illinois, all the way up to Quincy, okay? Just riding the entire Mississippi River right into here. So this is definitely going to be I would say a pretty substantial flash flooding risk, and this is something that we need to take serious. Sorry, just zooming in here, making sure that we're square for as we get later in the video. But moderate risk up for flash flooding. This is for tomorrow, so as you can tell, it scoots a little bit further eastward as we move into tomorrow. So not only that, we do have a severe storm risk. So this is the Storm Prediction Center. We still have the marginal risk that's going to continue into the overnight hours. Heck, we might even get an upgrade to a slight risk between now and tomorrow morning. This is still day 1 technically. Not a whole lot's changed when I showed it this morning. So what I'm trying to say is some of these storms that I'm about to show you on the HRR model and the NAM, not only flash flooding isn't the only risk, but guys, they are also going to produce some damaging winds, maybe even a brief tornado threat, especially into tomorrow, and then maybe even some hail, okay? But tomorrow, we really do have a decent severe weather risk into Missouri, along with these showers and storms are going to be training over the same areas. Training meaning they'll develop and then they'll continue to just roll over the same areas, dumping an inch of rain maybe in 15, 20 minutes, which is a lot of rain in that little bit of time. Okay, so a slight risk for tomorrow. So this includes St. Louis, down to Jefferson, Columbia, Missouri, and all these areas right into here. Tornado risk, you have that 2% risk of a tornado as of now for tomorrow within 25 miles in a given location. Wind threat, 15% risk of damaging winds, and hail threat, smaller, just a 5% risk. So we'll go back over this again tomorrow morning like we always do for the day of. But as far as what's happening right now in Missouri and surrounding regions, you can already tell there's kind of a slither of moisture beginning to work on the upper portion of this ridge, high pressure right over here. If you kind of look at this, you see this moisture right over here riding north, and then it comes up. Look at this. We got a little bit of snow falling in these higher elevations of Colorado. Severe storms popping off. We mentioned this morning that we thought that northeast Colorado was going to get active. This will continue to develop right over Nebraska, and then we'll watch just in general more shower and storm activity to continue to ride and then move southeast. So what this is doing is it's rotating around high pressure that's centered right over here, over the south areas of the south central U.S. So it's riding around this ridge, call this ridge riders, and really an enhanced belt of moisture moving into this region that's continued to be in this region right here in Missouri. And we'll watch to see if these showers and storms could get even more organized. Right now, it's over portions of like Kirksville, Milan, Trenton, places like this right now. So you guys are seeing a little bit of rain, but this is nothing compared to what could develop here in the coming hours in this region as it continues to move over this entire region. So let's look at what the HRRR model is saying, the latest long-range HRRR model, which ran about 2 hours ago. Okay, we'll start it off around 7 p.m. Central Time. You're confused about what time we're at. Just remember, I wouldn't even focus too much on that. That's why I always say afternoon, overnight, wee hours of the morning time, midday, because these models are not going to nail hour to hour most of the time, okay? So we're at 7 p.m., which right now out there, 5:30 as I'm making this video. So we'll start off 7 p.m. y'all's time. Not a whole lot going on, but the HRRR model isn't really picking up on those showers and storms right now in northern Missouri much. But we take it about midnight. Here it goes. Some storms begin to form in northern Missouri, and then not only do they form, they get strong. This is 1 a.m. Some pretty intense storms are popping off here. What is this? North of, what is this, Highway 36? They really are getting going here in extreme northern areas of Missouri, Kirksville. These storms look like they're right on top of you, and they continue. And they like almost are back building. So they continue to develop over the same areas, and then they kind of stretch out. So at this point, you got strong to severe storms, heavy rain moving over the same areas into northern Missouri, and these begin to ooze down into the St. Louis area. But I really think the area between Columbia and St. Louis will get hit pretty significantly, I think, overnight tonight. This is 4 a.m., 5 a.m. These begin to make their way into extreme western areas of Illinois. It's raining, but if you're basing it off the HRRR model, St. Louis is just east of the very heavy corridor of rain. I think you guys get a lot of rain in extreme southern Iowa tonight also. But this continues. This maybe reaches all the way down to the Boot Hill, Missouri, into tomorrow morning. We're starting to get into tomorrow at this point. And this is just continuing. It's kind of a skinny corridor. That's why it's going to be hard to nail down. It's kind of like what happened in Kentucky, areas of southern Illinois a couple weeks ago. Okay, it's going to be tough to nail down. And that ended up producing, guys. This is kind of a similar setup. This continues. At this point, we're at about 11 a.m. tomorrow. Still got it, it could calm down. And then we get into tomorrow afternoon. And then we get into tomorrow evening. And then you get another area of showers and storms later tomorrow for tomorrow evening into this region. So it's not over. Even as we get into later tonight and to tomorrow morning, another round comes in late tomorrow night. Okay, and then look at all the rain continuing to fall. Okay, this is like 3 a.m. Thursday morning. It's still raining in these areas. And this takes it all the way to Thursday morning, about 9, 10 a.m. This really begins to try to make its way more so into Tennessee, Kentucky at this point. A lot of rain, guys, okay? What does the NAM show? It shows the same similar setup, but, there's a little bit of disagreement, especially as far as the timing. It says that some storms will develop here in kind of east central Missouri, right? Like I said, between Jefferson City, Columbia, and St. Louis, right here in this region, was that Interstate 70 right here. And, you got some big time storms in kind of southern and southwest Iowa, and this continues. And it says that most of the activity doesn't really get cranked up until the day 2 time frame, which is getting into tomorrow morning. And this is when it's showing some big storms around the Quincy area, the northeast corner of Missouri, basically just riding down the Mississippi River down to St. Louis into tomorrow morning. We start to get into early tomorrow afternoon. Then we get that same break that the HRRR model is showing. And then we get more storm development that gets cranked up again late tomorrow night around the midnight time frame. And we're doing it all over again. Big time, powerful storms riding through all of pretty much eastern Missouri, extreme western and southwest Illinois. And this continues. And then we're waking up Thursday morning to some powerful storms, I think, for areas in this region right here in southern Illinois, western Kentucky, Tennessee, maybe Missouri, places like that. So it's going to be a wild ride in this region overnight tonight into tomorrow and tomorrow night. The HRRR model between now and 1 p.m. Thursday, I mean, it screams it right here, right? Okay, this just narrow corridor. That's why this is going to be tough. Of heavy rain. These areas kind of in the white colors right in here, that is rainfall pushing 8 to 10 inches of rain between now and the next 48 hours. Okay, a lot of this rain down here on the southern end of this is going to fall more so getting into probably your Thursday morning time frame. But all this is between now and the next 36 hours. St. Louis, HRRR model wants to dump 3 to 4, 5 inches of rain on you guys. Definitely a cutoff around Columbia. But a lot of rain, guys. NAM, what was the NAM show? Kind of around the same areas. The NAM wants to go for 6 inches of rain in St. Louis. But kind of the same similar areas. Up here to Quincy, 2 to as much as 5 inches of rain. Basically riding down the Mississippi River right here. If you're along the Mississippi River, I think you guys are going to get a lot of rain, especially just west, I think. And especially overnight tonight. But you look at all this rain showing up as we're getting into Thursday in these regions. And we'll talk more on that when we have a little bit more confidence on what's going to happen. But a lot of rain, guys. I'm telling you, this is going to cause flash flooding risk. And, of course, you got the flood watches up for these regions. I didn't even mention that, but there's definitely flood watches. The National Weather Service is going to take more of the conservative route. But, I mean, this isn't very conservative. I mean, you look at this. This wants to pump out 3 to 4 inches of rain in the Jefferson, Columbia region, especially just north and just east of that region, going for 5, maybe 6 inches of rain, going for 3 to 4 inches of rain in St. Louis. So, I mean, it's a lot, guys. I mean, you even get into like a Carbondale going for 2 to 3 inches of rain. And, a lot of rain could fall. Okay. And like I said, these storms are going to be powerful too. Frequent lightning, heavy rain, large hail potential, damaging winds are possible. We're going to get a lot of probably power outages, trees down. This is just, it's going to be a nasty, in general, very small area that's going to be impacted overnight tonight into tomorrow. This is the updraft velocity swap between now and Thursday morning. It shows that some of these storms will be rotating into this region. That's why you got the 2% risk into this region of Missouri. It does have this highlighted area right here in the yellows, orange, and reds. This is indicating that there will be some rotating storms in this. I wouldn't be surprised if you get some. You're definitely going to get some severe thunderstorm warnings, but some tornado warnings embedded into this also. So just wanted to pump out a quick video for you folks in Missouri, areas of Kentucky, Illinois, things like that. Just please stay aware tonight. Nasty flash flooding risk. Want to throw a bone for you folks in the Northeast. I'm really jealous of you guys for your Wednesday morning. Look at your temperatures you're waking up to. It'll get, and by the way, I think Cannon Valley, West Virginia, which is a notoriously cold spot in West Virginia, hit 37 degrees for your morning of August 1st. Unreal. But you're going to get some 40s tomorrow morning in the Finger Lakes region, the southern tier of New York State, northern VA. If you live in some higher elevations, you're certainly going to dive well into the 40s and even upper 30s, and even the suburbs of Boston, deep down into the 50s. Some areas will get into the upper 40s. It's just going to be a nice fall air mass that you're going to wake up to tomorrow. It's nice out there this evening. I follow a lot of people in the Northeast, and they're telling me that it's just absolutely marvelous out there weather-wise. So that's all I got, guys. Stay safe out there in Missouri and Illinois. I'm definitely praying for you folks. God bless all y'all, and I'll talk to you in the morning.